Hey, so I just wanted to do a quick little intro to this video. So this is the webinar replay for the webinar last night at the time of recording with Thomas Parkinson from Fast Track FBA. And the reason why I've done this video is I've downloaded the replay and I'm going to edit it into a YouTube, Facebook video, which you're doing this on now, I guess. Yeah, so hey from the past. But anyway, I just wanted to do it because the webinar replay is a bit sort of clunky. You can't like rewind, skip ahead or whatever. At least that's what I found. So with this, at least you can sort of jump around, increase the playback speed if you want to, and sort of just watch what you want and replay it if you need to. There's quite a lot of good information about manual sourcing. So yeah, this gives you a bit more flexibility. But in this webinar replay video, there's kind of four parts to it. There's the intro where sort of Thomas and I introduce ourselves. There's then a bit of information about manual sourcing. There's some really good tips in there. That's the kind of real gems, the value part of the webinar. So definitely check that out. After that, then we have the introduction to Fast Track FBA, which is the service Thomas offers. And he gives a bit more information about how he went about creating that, how he uses all the information that he's learned in his years of selling on Amazon to provide some really good deals through that service. And then the fourth part of the webinar is an offer that Thomas and I are giving to anyone who signs up within what will now be around 48 hours of the webinar finishing. Originally it was 24 hours, but we want to give people time to check out the replay if they haven't already sort of seen, and give the free sign up a go, have a look around for deals, and then take up the offer if you want. So when you're watching this webinar, if you are interested by Fast Track FBA, before you sign up, check out the description of this video and there will be an affiliate link there to Fast Track FBA. If you use that link and sign up, you will get the hour coaching call with Thomas. You just have to do that before midnight on today, which is the 11th of June. So that gives you just sort of 48 hours from the webinar. Sorry, no, not on the 11th of June, on the 12th of June. Yeah, let me correct myself. So midnight on the 12th of June. So 48 hours after the webinar finished pretty much. If you sign up to Fast Track FBA using that link, you will get an hour coaching call with Thomas. But yeah, this is kind of recorded obviously ahead of what you've already seen. So if it doesn't make sense now, just check out the webinar. Even if you're not interested in the offer, there's still some great sort of tips in there for those of you who are interested in improving your online arbitrage sourcing. Sorry if this intro is a bit jumbled. I'm trying to make it so that you can navigate this video replay usefully and sort of know ahead of time about the offer. Anyway, enjoy. Cheers. Cool. That's good. Good start.
Let's get live. Okay, so we're
right.
on.
We are live. All right, guys. So if you can see and hear both of us, can you just type something in the chat so we know? Hey to all that are in the chat so far. Hey Daryl. Hey Jim. Hussein. Ross. Matt. Cool.
Matt.
Hey guys. Looks like
Jim, Daryl, yeah, got quite a few in. Yeah, joining now.
So yeah, guys, if you can hear and see us, just let us know. I think there's a bit of a delay. Hey Vlad. Oh, Marie says yeah. Cool.
All
Most
working.
of it's working. Hey man. All right, cool. So
give it a minute or two.
Yeah, we'll just give it a minute and see if any of the straddlers are gonna join.
What's the weather like at the moment? Obviously in the UK, can I ask?
Oh, it's horrible. At about 4 o'clock, I was gonna go for some cricket training, and just as I was leaving the house, it started to drizzle, and then you just saw these grey clouds, and a minute later, it was absolutely pouring down. Like not typical sort of grim, a bit just raining. It's just absolutely pouring down. What about you guys? I'm up north near Liverpool. I think quite a few people here in the UK. What's the weather been like? Beautiful in Scotland, apparently.
Oh, nice. I actually say I miss the UK weather. I'm out in Vietnam right now, and I think today it hit 37 degrees C with the humidity through the roof, and it's like sitting in a sauna the moment you go outside. I literally live in air-conditioned boxes all day long, every day. I want to get to the beach, but it's just bad.
Nottingham's completely drenched yet. West Midlands been awful. So it looks like up north it's pretty bad until you get to the real north, Scotland, and then you're all right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll tell you, the funniest thing about being out here is that I actually really enjoy sitting in the cold rooms in the gym. They have like these ice rooms, which are like, I just feel like I'm back in the UK and I'm really happy. Oh, we've got someone from Southampton, my hometown. I love it. What's the weather like in Southampton?
So we've got quite a few in there. Looks like got a wide. Is anyone not from the UK? Or is everyone just from the UK here? Not interesting. But okay. Yeah, cool. I think obviously there's a bit of a delay. Drowning in Sussex.
Raining a bit in Southampton. I like it. Well, that's the English weather, isn't it? Should we get started?
Yeah, cool. So my name's Luke. You guys probably know me from the group iGen Entrepreneur. So I've selling on Amazon for a while. Not that long actually. Yeah, but selling on Amazon, a little bit of affiliate marketing stuff and some personal development type stuff interests me. And then I'm joined tonight with Thomas, who was from the UK, now lives in Vietnam, and he is a far more experienced seller than me. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to him to let you tell him a bit more about himself and a bit more about what tonight's going to hold. So off to you, Thomas.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for introducing me. And should I say, just to everyone joining in the webinar today, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this webinar. It's really good to have you on board, and hopefully we can add some real value to your Amazon sourcing. So let me tell you a little bit about me, and then we'll just kind of talk through a bit about what we want to do today. So I've probably been on my Amazon journey now coming up about 3 years, probably just less than 3 years, always been a professional seller. My background is engineering. I went into bar management immediately after that, hired many staff. I think in my time in bar management, I've done about 150 staff that I've hired and I've managed. I used to work for a very popular chain of bars called Revolution. If you've ever been in them, I've probably been in about 90% of them across the UK. And then after that, I went into bowling alleys and then into recruitment. So I've kind of moved around quite a lot. And then I went and, should we say, started my first business. I did some work with my sister's brother-in-law who started a procurement company up, and I really liked the idea of buying and selling and trading without actually having to buy the goods, kind of like drop shipping. And he was doing it into Africa, and I really liked that, and I started doing it into the UK government. So I started, should we say, buying, or should we say, getting quotations for goods and then buying them and selling them into the government, hospitals, schools, universities. After my first year, I'd opened up about 30 different hostels we traded in. And while we did well, I just didn't really like the model. It wasn't really me. I didn't want to quit a job and then have another life where I'm constantly on the phone, having to stress and work every single day. I really thought, hey, why am I doing this entrepreneurial thing if I can't live the life that I want? So at the same time, I'd opened up, should we say, lots of wholesalers, lots of different suppliers whereby we were supplying into the public sector. And I basically asked them, hey, can you give me a list of all the products you've got, not just the ones that we're asking about? And some of those suppliers came back to me and said, here's a nice Excel sheet of everything we've got. And to give you an idea, some of them were 500,000 products big. You're like, oh my God, how the hell do I deal with 500,000 products? So that kind of led me down a bit of a road to say, okay, there's got to be gold in here somewhere. So I started doing a lot of analysis, a lot of using tools, looking at these 500,000 products and then analyzing them on Amazon to find profitable ones. And I started working with Excel, and then eventually I moved to databases and built my own database without kind of realizing the whole kind of FBA wizard and tactical arbitrage existed. I just kind of did it all myself. And then, once that happened, I found a few products, started buying them, and I was like, man, this is much better. Amazon do all the logistics. I've just got to find profitable products. This is the life that I want. This is less phone calls, less customer interaction, much more about focusing on core areas of the business, which really resonated with me as a person. So, as you say, I worked on that, and at the same time, I was selling a lot of IT products. And if anyone's, that if you're working with wholesalers on IT, the margins are like razor thin. And I said, there's got to be better margins. And at the same time came up Q4. And I thought to myself, hey, how do what sells in Q4? Christmas is coming. And I thought, toys sell. Well, what toys sell? And I thought, well, Lego. So I went on a massive kind of hunt around the whole of the UK, looking at all the different online stores. And instead of inputting 500,000 products from different suppliers into my database that I'd built, I now started data scraping all the Lego from every single supplier I could find in the whole of the UK. So I think at one time, probably 2 years ago on Christmas, I was pretty much getting up-to-date Lego information or pricing every hour on the hour.
Wow.
And I really wanted to know it. And it was really interesting to do, and it's fantastic, but it's a lot of technical challenges. So I basically went on and, started my business. And in our first year, we probably did low six figures in our Amazon business. And then I hired VAs, and I've hired, I think over my time at my peak, I probably had about 17 VAs. Admittedly, we're testing them and probably running about 10. Now I probably run down on my Amazon side to about 6 or 7 VAs, depending on where we're at. But now I've transitioned from doing a lot of, online arbitrage into different sourcing methods. So we use a lot of wholesale, where we can use the data scraping, the database. But also as well, we do a lot of, buying in Europe, flipping it into the UK, just looking at new ways of trying to source. And just trying to find different ways of looking. I think maybe I'm fortunate or maybe unfortunate that I didn't know about FBA Wizard and Tactical Arbitrage and Source Mogul. And I have tried them all, but I like the ability that I can try and do something different. And I'm always of the belief that if you do what everyone else has done, you will get what everyone else has got. But if you try and do something different, you'll be able to offer something different. You'll be able to make a point of difference to yourself, and that's going to be an edge that if you continue to develop, it will make a real impact upon your business and your success. So for me, it was about, hey, let's continue doing this database route, continue my sourcing methods, and really try and drive that forward rather than cancelling it all and going down the tactical arbitrage route. Does that all make sense? It's quite a lot to take in there.
Yeah, guys, by the way, if you got any questions, just ask them in the chat, and then we'll get around to answering them all in sort of batches. A few more people have joined in, so hey to everyone that's joined. Nice to see you all. I think one thing I sort of picked up there is sort of a key theme about, I think a lot of online arbitrage is people doing the same sort of thing, and it's very easy just to get a piece of sourcing software, go, okay, I'm going to scan a Superdrug or some really cool store and just click go and then go through the results. It's just doing even just a small step, like I don't know, for example, I've got an email where I just get the promotions through and I'll check through that before I set up the scan. It's just those small things, and obviously that's not much of a differential, but I think one of the key themes about tonight is really how can you do things sort of a bit differently to get that edge. And I don't know about you guys who are watching, but in online arbitrage, you get a lot of people where listings where everyone's finding the same products, prices are tanking or whatever. So I think that's one thing we're going to talk about tonight, and some different sort of methods you can sort of try to avoid that. But yeah, any questions, let us know. So back over to you, Thomas, and talk about the main theme for tonight.
Yes, I think tonight, we talked about this earlier, so I think tonight what I'd really like to do is just to share a bit of my knowledge around sourcing, but my experience and what I've done over the years where I've been sourcing has been, like I said, I've tried Source Mogul, I've tried Tactical Arbitrage, I've tried FBA Wizard. They're good software, they work, but I've used my own software that I've generated, which has had its real benefits. But in addition to that, I've done a lot on manual sourcing. So today I'd very much like to talk about manual sourcing and really drive that forward. And hey, I completely agree with you. You talked about everyone picks up the same bit of software, they just run the same searches, and everyone finds the same deals in Argos. And we see it, don't get me wrong, Argos is great, it has some great deals, but a lot of the time the price just goes down and down and down. So if when you're sourcing, trying to differentiate yourself, trying to do different sourcing, that's the things that are going to find you deals which the price remains consistent, but also you can keep rebuying a lot of the deals you just can't because they're one-off or the price tanks and it's no longer profitable. So today, I think one thing I really want to share about is, as I just mentioned, is manual sourcing. So what I'll do now is I'll talk through, I've shared some of this information already in my group, Fast Track FBA. So if you are interested, Fast Track FBA, you can just search the group name and join that group. So I've sourced or shared some of this, already in my group. But also as well, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be releasing an 8-part sourcing guide, free of charge, no charge for it, but into the group about each of these steps that I'll talk about. So really just to start off, why manual sourcing? Well, everyone uses software and software is great, but if you can't manual source, you can't check the deals. And if you can't manual source, a lot of the times you can't check how good the software is. Now, the software does an amazing job, but if you were to go back through, say, for example, Argos or Debenhams or Tesco's, you'll find that it's missing certain deals. And what you really want to know is about why is it missing those deals? And if you understand why the software is failing, then you can kind of pick up behind the scenes. Now, also as well, the software is quite limited in the fact that it can only find the deals that it's set to do, or it can only search the stores that it can do. So having the ability to, should we say, spot a sale on or something which is quite unique that maybe the sourcing software isn't set up for, means that you can jump in straight away and then find those deals immediately. But also as well, if you can get a good manual sourcing technique working, you can then document that and systematize it, and then hire someone, should we say a VA in the Philippines, just to do that every day for you, and they'll consistently find you deals more often than not, which is what we do at Fast Track FBA. So let me just talk you through the 8 parts that we talked through. So when it comes to manual sourcing, first of all, my recommendation is don't just jump in. Don't just jump in, start manual copying and pasting, because it doesn't work. You need to have a plan. Manual sourcing is time consuming, it's boring, and you need to really target what you're doing because it's very easy to get disheartened and distracted. So have a plan and really work to that. Now, that plan might look like identifying target stores. So it could be Debenhams or Argos or certain stores that you want to source in, but not only those stores, but what categories you want to look at within those stores. So for example, you might be a new seller and you're selling toys and games. So you'd look at the toys and games section, or you might be looking at beauty or home electrical. It's your niche that you know about, the area where you've got expertise and you know that you're ungated in predominant, or should I say the majority of the products. So for me, when I'm sourcing, I look for a minimum, or should I say I look for a minimum of £3 profit, 30% ROI, and below 100,000 sales rank. I do flex that sometimes, but also as well, it's good to have those core key criteria that you look for. Now, for me to achieve £3 profit, I think that I really need to be selling something for a minimum of £15. So with that in mind, I don't really look at anything below £7 to buy, because I'll predominantly buy something for, say, £10 and then sell it for double the purchase price. So most of my products I'm looking at are £7 or above, but unless they've been dramatically reduced, then I might touch base and just see what they're like. So I generally look for anything £7 and above, with the view that I'd sell it for £15 or more. Now, whenever I'm manual sourcing, there are 3 criteria that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at my profit, my return on my investment, and also sales velocity. So to improve my sales velocity, the one thing that I look at straight away is to say, let's look at branded goods. So predominantly branded goods, if you're looking in toys and games, Lego, Nerf, Playmobil, they're going to be goods which are selling really quickly, that are more often not going to be better selling ranks, they're going to sell the volume. So that means now, instead of having to worry about looking at all three things, I can now just rule out one and look at the profit and ROI. So looking for branded goods makes it a lot easier for me to source. And then once I kind of get that in mind, I start doing my copy and paste magic. So manually finding a product, searching it, the product in Amazon, and then comparing the prices. So a couple of key points that I'd recommend, and this is I shared again in my group, is understand the main stores that people are looking at on sourcing software. So for example, Argos is a massive one that everyone looks at on sourcing software. And my advice for manual sourcing is try and avoid these, because while you might get in quicker than someone doing a source, odds on the sourcing software is going to beat you to it, and you're at a disadvantage to the software. So try and find stores which aren't on the sourcing software. So have a look on Tactical Arbitrage website, look on FBA Wizard website, Source Mogul website, find the stores that they're sourcing from and try and avoid them and find other stores. That way, when you find a deal, more often than not, you can keep buying it and buying it and buying it. Another advice is to say, try and avoid stores with barcodes showing on them. There's a real big advantage for doing manual sourcing. And if I give you an example, when you look at Tesco's, for example, and you're sourcing, let's say you're sourcing coffee. Now, it might have a barcode, Tesco's doesn't, but it might have a barcode which links to one product. But we know that that product could be listed on multiple different items. So an example, Lego might have one barcode, but it would list with 3 different products on Amazon. So your advantage is that if you can find products or sourcing without a barcode, then you can do that manual check that the sourcing software just won't be able to find. So it's kind of using your human interaction to your advantage, where a computer wouldn't be able to do that. And I kind of mentioned just a minute ago about Tesco's. So this is kind of like bundling, but not so much bundling as putting loads of different things together, but thinking about, if we come back to the coffee analogy, coffee can be sold in packs of 1, 2, or 3, 10, 20. Now, sourcing software might match the 1 to the 1, but it might not match the 1 to the 4 or 1 to the 10. So for you is really using that to your advantage, trying to find those products where you can bundle them together and then really sell them. And then finally, I'd say 2 things. Have a look at the 3 for 2 deals or any offers, because sometimes sourcing software struggles with them, or some people don't do it. But also as well, have a look at vouchers, because they're really useful as well. Some people don't know about them, don't catch them, and the sourcing software won't pick up on them unless you manually add it in. So there's some top tips. But if I talk through some of the other manual sourcing methods, which I'm going to document over the next few weeks, is that might help you out and just give you a high-level overview. So the first one is quite simple. Go into clearance sales section. Whenever you start off, and again, if you're going to look at Argos, jump in, look at the clearance section, and then just source those. They're the reduced products, which are going to, more often than not, going to be at a discount. The next one is look at voucher codes. If you've got a great voucher code, that can really make a difference. And if I give you an example, I think about 2 months ago, there was a 76% off offer on Durex condoms. And oh my God, it was insane. They were selling like 1,000 units a month of one, but the voucher codes just made it incredible. And because I could manually source that, it was such a good deal. The next one is looking at sales sourcing. So Luke, you mentioned this, signing up to Amazon or signing up to all the emails you can get. So if it's Debenham, sign up to their subscription, find out what emails they offer or what sales they offer. And then every day checking them, building them into your sourcing profile. So spend maybe an hour allocated to any sales that come up, jump on those sales and review them. The fourth one is looking at Amazon's daily deals. So Amazon does lightning deals. Look at those. Now this is a slightly different strategy where you do buy and hold. So think about it, buying in the dip, holding it, and then when it comes back up again, you can sell it. You've got to make sure that you can sell the product. But again, it's about looking for those dips using the keeper graph, buying it on the low and selling it on the high. The next one I'd really recommend through is having a list of stores to work through. Now, it sounds quite obvious, but my advice is document how many deals you're finding from each store. Because when you do manual sourcing or any type of sourcing, it's unlikely you're going to go, yes, I found loads. You're looking for those stores which are going to give you 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you want to keep hitting them more often than not. As part of my sourcing strategy, we look for 10% gains. If we can make a 10% gain through different stores that we're looking at, then we'll keep going back to them because they're where value's adding. I'm sure we've all manually sourced a store or looked through a store and you're like, there's not a single deal, they're awful. But if you can find those stores where they have some certain deals, keep going back to them and keep trying to build them into your sourcing plan. So for us, we'll work 4 days a week on deals or stores that we know, and then 1 day a week on new stores that we've never sourced before. The next one is looking at advanced sourcing with price drops on Keeper. So this is exactly the same as what you do on Amazon drops. So buying in the low, selling in the high. But again, this is now using the Keeper information from Keeper to find these price drops. So I will go through in a lot more detail how to do that. But if you're interested in finding out more, you can actually just Google this and look on YouTube because they're really available. Now the next one takes that to the next step. So this is finding price drops from Keeper on European websites. So go look on Amazon Germany, Amazon France, big marketplace. Amazon Germany is bigger than the UK, I think. And find the price drops of those products. Then what you're looking for is going, can I buy them from Germany and sell them on the UK? Which is an interesting idea. But I'll let you into another little secret. You see it in the UK. When, for example, Argos drops its price, Amazon drops its price. Same thing happens in France, and the same thing happens in Germany. When all of a sudden the price in France drops down, it means that there's another seller in France has dropped its price. Amazon's competing, but also it doesn't drop the price in the UK to match that in France. So the idea is that if you see a massive price drop in the Amazon, whether it be Germany, France, or even the UK, there will be another store selling that. Because one of the issues you get with trying to do what's known as Euro flips, buying from Europe and flipping it back into the UK, is that you're limited by the number of products you can buy. But if you can find the competing store, you can go buy a lot more. And we've been doing quite a lot of them quite successfully. And then the final one, which I'll talk about, isn't something you can really plan in, but it's something which you're looking at on a daily basis. So throughout your sourcing, you're going to constantly be looking at loads and loads of different products, loads and loads of different Keeper graphs. But the one thing which you want to look at are products which sell really well. And by really well, I'm talking minimum 100 units per month. If you can go get up to 800 units a month, fantastic. Now, these are products where Amazon has been on the listing for a long time, but now they've run out of stock and they've come off the listing. So when you look at the listing who sells it, Amazon is no longer on that listing. And to give you an idea, you are looking for those products because if I give you an example, and I'll show you in a second, while the price now might be, say, £11, £12, the moment Amazon drops off, it now goes up to 17, 18. But the sales velocity is so high that it's still selling. And what you can do is you might be able to buy it at, say, £8, where when you're selling at 11, there's no profit. But when you buy at 18, sell at 18, you are going to make profit. Now, when I look at these type of deals, the thing I think about with this, and I kind of took the idea from stock market trading, is to say, my thought process is the sales volume is insane. So if I buy the products and then Amazon come back on the listing and I break even, or I take a tiny, tiny loss, I'm okay with that. So I make nothing. But if I buy the products and I get them sold quick, I can turn my money very, very quickly. So these examples work really well for those of you who do merchant fulfilled or seller fulfilled prime. And if I can give you an example, and if I just share my screen for one that I found previously, so it doesn't exactly work right now, but you can see what I mean. So let's share this. So can you see my screen? So this is...
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know about everyone else, but I can see your screen.
Brilliant. I'll just double check. Can everyone else see my screen?
I think while we're just waiting, I think there's so much information there. I'm like, this stuff I didn't even think of was crazy, but if people are just getting started, what would you recommend? Like where do you start with the manual sourcing, or is it a case of just giving different things a go and playing around with it and seeing what works.
So I think my advice would very much be around starting at the beginning of what I said. So come in, make a plan, make a few lists of stores that you want to work on, have a plan for the day, so set it by time, and then do the first thing, jump into the clearance section.
Okay.
You know, and my advice is to build up a list of stores. Yes, you can do some where they are the major stores like Argos. Yes, you will find deals, but try and mix them up with other deals. Try and find actually other stores, because you really want to find products that you can keep buying. They're the gold dust. The stores which have a quick sale and then that's it, you've got to keep finding, it's just really labor intensive. So I'd work through clearance sections first. I'd look at sales that are coming live at the moment. I'd look at voucher codes, and then I'd go into the more advanced sections like keeper flips, Amazon buy and holds, doing reverse source, or should we say reverse flips on Amazon. They're really advanced level things, but you know, you literally, you can have a team of people just working for you doing the clearance, the sales, and the voucher codes, because there's so much out there, there's so much available that actually work.
Yeah,
so if I show you this deal, and this is just a really quick example. This product unfortunately is not loading on FBA Multi-Tool, but it sells, I think it's about 200 units a month. But this is the keeper graph here, and if you have a look, keeper sells really well. It sells consistent selling, and then all of a sudden Amazon drop off, and the price goes from what would be £14 up to 18. Now, if you're an FBA or FBM seller, you can buy this, get it, literally find it one day in your sourcing profile, and then the next day go out and buy it, ship it, or not even ship it into FBA, list it, and then get it sold by the end of the day. And it's quickly turning that money. So really trying to maximize your money that you've got. So really advantageous there if you can look at those. But again, Luke, I really appreciate what you're saying. There's a lot to go through. And what I will do is I will document that a lot more. And let me turn off my screen. I'll document that a lot more and share in my group. But they're my kind of top tips, 9 or 8 top tips for sourcing, starting at the very beginning, going all the way up to some really advanced things which you can build into a daily workflow or a weekly workflow to help you in your sourcing, in your manual sourcing approach.
I think the key thing is that there's something there that everyone can work on no matter what level you're at, and it's just about sort of going and doing it. I think there's a lot of content out there, and I've been guilty of sometimes just sort of taking it in and not really doing anything about it. So as sort of Thomas has said, just go and allocate that time and go and do it. Like pick something, do it, and start off. If you're at the beginning, go and find some clearance stores. And on the storefront, I think Thomas touched on it briefly, you can go onto those sourcing sites like Tactical Arbitrage, for example, click on the sites button on their homepage, and it will literally say what stores you can scan at. So you can look at that and go find something that's not on there and then start there. Make a list of a few stores and start there. It's that easy. You could straight away after this webinar go and do that. But yeah, anyway, cool.
And I think that my advice to anyone is, and Luke, we've talked about this because I know you've just hired a lot of VAs, is to really have a plan. And I can't stress that enough, because if you have a plan with what you're doing in your sourcing, the moment you start seeing a plan works, you can document that, you can replicate it, and then you can hire someone to do that for you. And the idea is that, you know, for me personally, and I'm all about, hey, I do this Amazon business so that I have a better life, but also it's not just a job. But in order to be able to get a VA to be able to do my work for me, or certain elements of it, I need to be able to replicate that consistently. And to do that, I need to make sure I document the process that I'm doing. So again, have a plan, really focus on that, and then that will deliver you consistent results.
I guess we probably should have mentioned at the start how we sort of got chatting, but yeah, so Thomas has helped me quite a bit with sort of getting set up with some virtual assistants. I think quite a lot of people are in an iGen entrepreneur group, so probably seen that I have been hiring a few virtual assistants, but I've been chatting with Thomas, had a few calls with him, who's really helped me sort of getting started there. And the one thing that Thomas pointed out that I can't emphasize enough is that having those processes in place, laying out clearly exactly what you want to do, because if you can't do it, there's no way a virtual assistant's going to be able to do it. So even if you're not thinking about having a virtual assistant doing it, it's having that process in place, so you're not just going to Argos and flicking through random stuff. Have a plan in mind. At least that's what I've taken away anyway. All right, we've got a few questions in the chat. Let me scroll down. So Anthony asked if the webinar's being recorded. Yeah, it is. It'll be recorded, and an email should get sent out automatically with a replay link, but I'll post replay links as well. Hassan asked, what's your favorite website you source from?
Well, actually, interesting enough, I have if you want to know, I'm quite fortunate, so I won't give you the answer, but I'll give you every week on a Monday we do an analysis of our database to say literally where we bought stuff from, what's the ROI, units sold, and profit per product, and then we take that information and pass it back to our staff and say, please source more from these sites because statistically they're working better. And again, I'd pass that back to you, is everyone's going to be different. Look at what's currently working for you and do more of that, because that's going to drive your business forward. Never stop looking at what's working. And it's really made an impact on my business, and I'd recommend it to everyone. Think about those 10%. So just constantly keep driving. Even if it's 1%, great, but that's better than it was yesterday. So my advice is have a look at your own sales, find out the best stores that you source from, and then keep finding them, and then keep looking at new stores as well.
So just to sort of clarify, I think I know what you mean, but what exactly do you mean by that 10%?
So I say 10%. Now, if should we say, when I'm reviewing the products we're making or the sales we're making every week, so I might have Tesco's, Debenhams, and Argos. Now I'll look at total amount I spent, so total sales, how much I spent on those stores, and what's my average profit and ROI per unit. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to affect the whole business. But if I can take my top stores, which are delivering me the most profit, the most ROI, the most volume sales, because they're the best deal sites, should we say, and then keep sourcing from more of those. And then the bottom 10%, which are just doing really bad, they're just not deals anymore. And I might say Argos, for example, because it keeps crashing. And then I say, look, can we stop spending so much time on Argos because it's just not working? And actually, ironically, sometimes Argos comes out really well, sometimes it doesn't. And that's in the past. So at the moment, we're doing a lot more on the majority of our sales are wholesale, but we constantly keep looking at where we're sourcing and how we do that. And my advice to you is look at where your wins are really coming from, and try and do more of that. And then also look at where you're not winning and try and do less of that, because you're constantly trying to improve your process. Yeah, does that answer your question?
I mean, yeah, it answers mine. I think Hassan's going to be a bit. I don't think he's going to get his answer there from anyone in terms of their favourites. I know I wouldn't give mine away. I've got a few nice products that I've kind of found by accident, and they work pretty well. But yeah, so another question. I'm not sure if I already know the answer to this one, so I'll probably leave it to you. But they asked, would these tactics work on well-known brand products, or may work on PL products as well? I think it's kind of different, but
yeah. So if I just try and understand the question, so obviously everything I'm talking about there is manually sourcing, like for online arbitrage, looking at flipping products. Now, those tactics, I'd say, definitely work on well-known brand products. I would never recommend trying to flip a private label product. It's going to cause you IP complaints, hassle, and you can generally tell a private label product, and I'll just say it now because the brand name is the same as the person selling it, and there's usually only one seller, if not two, on the listing. So I would never recommend doing that for private label, but big well-known brand products, Lego, Nerf guns on the toys and games section, those products, those tactics will work, and you will be able to find those deals, and they will increase your sales.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they meant in terms of finding PR products, in terms of product research, or actually trying to flip them. But yeah, I think definitely don't try and flip PR products. It's going to work out very well for you. Anthony asked, keeper price drops are not very good as these. I'm not sure. Is he asking, are keeper price drops not very good as these products have hardly any sales history and no sales velocity? So I think maybe need to just sort of clarify what you mean by keeper price drops for those who aren't certain. So I think maybe there's a few people who aren't too sure on that.
So if you don't know what Keeper is basically a store. It's an amazing app. I think it's probably one of the first things I'd ever buy. It stores all the historical price information and sales rank information about a product. Now, with doing Keeper price drops on Keeper itself, you can, should we say, search by sales rank, and by doing the sales rank search, that will kind of give you a very good idea of sales velocity. I won't deny a lot of the Keeper drops will be Amazon's just all of a sudden the price has gone up and now back down again, which is really frustrating. But there are quite a few that you can find, and I'm not going to say that you can go on it tomorrow and find £100 easy, because unfortunately life isn't like that. Some days you're going to have really good days, some days are going to be bad. But you can use Keeper, and if you constantly keep checking, and I build it into my workflow every day, we'll be checking Keeper, looking at different price drops, on the European market when we're trying to flip products back again. But this is very much about you need to be on top of the ball every single day. It's not you can just jump on, look at it once, and then find the answer. So there are deals, they do exist, I don't deny, but also Amazon's very reactive. When a good deal comes in and starts selling, Amazon prices go straight back up again. So that's why I'm saying you have to really keep an eye. And I see it all the time. Even literally, we'll buy something one day, go back the next day, buy it, and the price has changed. And it's frustrating. So keep on it, check it every day, build it into your workflow, into your plan, and you will find those deals, trust me.
And even at a more basic level there's obviously people in this chat who are at all different stages of their Amazon journey. I think a lot of people just use Keeper purely for the graph, if they do use it. And there's so much more to that. And I think if you do want to learn more about that, obviously we can't talk about everything tonight or go on for hours, but as Thomas has mentioned, if you check out his group, Fast Track FBA, there's a link in the chat. I'll post it again, and then there'll be some more, is that right, more in-depth stuff coming?
Yeah, so as part of very much as part of Fast Track FBA, not only, she said, the sourcing service is over the last few months we've been regularly sharing content that I've created about different parts of your Amazon business, whether it be accounting, looking at repricing, just kind of loads of different top tips and tricks to really support you in your Amazon business, along with sourcing as well. So we'll do this 8-part sourcing, manual sourcing, and then go on to more. But again, I would say to anyone, if there is something you want me to talk about, to document in more detail, put it in the group, and hey, I'll create it, because I really love sharing this content, and there's so much knowledge to share that's great. So yeah, definitely post that in the group.
Awesome. Yeah, I sort of touched on it, but Thomas has had like a few calls with me, and he's really helped me with a few things. So yeah, it's great. Hassan has replied saying that makes sense. Cool. That's good. All right, so I think that's all the questions for now. If you do have any, then stick them in the chat. So yeah, Thomas's group is Fast Track FBA. So I think, do you want to tell people a bit more about Fast Track FBA and how you started it? Well, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, sure. So Fast Track FBA came around with as I mentioned earlier, I created this database. We've done so much sourcing with it. Now, the majority of my business now goes into doing European flips, bringing them back into the UK, wholesale as well. We don't do so much on the online arbitrage within the UK. But and if I give you an idea, right now, I think the database has something like 2 million products in it, which is like an insane amount of data we've collected. And I've shared it with some people, not so much access, but the information we have with some people in the Amazon world, and they've asked to have access. And I said, look, it's not something that I wanted to do because I just don't really want to support it. I don't want to become an ex-tactical arbitrage or FBA wizard because when something goes wrong, I have to deal with it then. But I always wanted to share the information. So I always thought about running a lead service because I'm not using it and there's so much value there. I always thought about running a lead service, but I didn't like how lead services are being run. So, and if I just talk through lead services in general, my personal concerns are around them is that you get, as you say, 5 deals a day, whether you need them or not. If you have the money or you don't have the money to buy those deals, that's wasted. If you want more deals, you have to wait till the next day. Also, as well, in a lot of lead services, maybe you don't know how many people are actually on the deal sheet. You don't know how many people are getting it. Also, as well, you have issues whereby what if there are 20 good deals available today, and me as a lead service provider, I should really give you all 20 good deals today because they're really valuable. The longer I don't give you that information, the less value that deal has. It might sell out, the price might change. So I should really tell you it today. But what I might do, if I've got 5 a day that I'm going to give you, I might hold it back for 4 days, or which isn't valuable to you. Or let me put it another way, we've all had those days whereby we're looking and we can only find 4 good deals. We can't find 5, but I've promised you 5 good deals. So what do? Do I give you 1 good deal which is not good quality? That doesn't really sit right with me. I don't really like that. I don't think that's a great way to do it. So I never really, should we say, done the lead service the typical way. I've always been looking for a different way to do it. And that kind of leads me on to a little bit about how we started. So the service started very much around, we wanted to provide you with all the information. So the number of the profit you're going to make off it, the not only the current profit, but also the 90-day average profit. So you can see what's happened over time. So you can make an informed decision. But then also as well, if you don't like a deal, you don't have to buy it. So with Fast Track FBA, what we offer is the world first, and I know no one else doing this at all. We allow you the option to review every single deal we have. So 200 people can look at that deal, but what they won't see is they won't see the Amazon ASIN in the full entirety, but also they won't see the supplier product. But those who are interested in it can pay for the deal, unlock it, and then get that information. But also as well, you can see how many other people have bought the deal. You can see all the stats around the deals. And then, hey, if there's anything wrong with it, let us know. 9 times out of 10, we refund your money pretty much instantly. So for me, it came around in that we wanted to offer the deal service, the information from the database that we're sourcing, along with manual sourcing, but in a very different format, which, should we say, benefited our users a lot more than what the typical lead service provides. Now, if I give you, all I can do is give you a walkthrough. So, and if I just talk it through, there's 2 sections really. The first section is you pay for tokens. So I've seen, should we say, there's a question already asked, how much is it per deal? And also I saw it is 2:40 a.m. in Vietnam right now. Yes, you are right. So it is. So per deal we have 3 packages you can buy. So I think the lowest one is £45, no, 40 pounds, and then it goes £70, and then the top one is just over £130. And they give you a certain number of tokens. So for the bottom, she says, the £40 option, you get 45 tokens. Now, we sell deals for 1 token or 2 tokens or 3 tokens. And the reason why we do that is because all of our deals deliver 30% ROI, and they're all under 100,000 rank. But some of them might be £1 profit, £2 profit, or £3 profit. And the reason why we do that is sometimes the £1 profit deals or £2 profit deals might be like £2.90 profit, but they sell really, really fast. So you're like, man, I can go out tomorrow and buy 100 of these and I can make so much money off it, but it's not going to make me my £3 profit, but the volume is insane. So as a deal service provider, we wanted to offer that to our customers. So we have tokens that you can buy. So you subscribe, you pay for the tokens, and then you use those tokens to unlock deals. And I'll show you a live example in a minute. But just talking about the tokens allow you to buy deals when you've got the cash. If you don't have the cash available today, then don't worry, don't buy. But if, say, for example, it's coming Q4 and you've got loads of cash available and you want to buy loads at the beginning of Q4, unlock lots of deals. Like, unlock as many as you like. Hey, if you want to top up but don't want to increase your subscription, we even offer that as well. You can top up the number of tokens you've got for a one-off payment and still keep the baseline subscription. Or on the flip side, if you're like, I'm not buying anything at the moment, I'm taking a break, you can cancel your subscription and then keep the number of tokens you've got. So we allow you to store them. Or keep your subscription, allow it to roll over, and you can keep up to 3 months worth of tokens. So say, for example, if you're on the 45 tokens per month package, you can actually keep up to 3 months of those, and we'll cap it at a maximum of 3 months. So it allows you to buy deals in line with your cash flow, in line with how your business operates. You're not just getting deals which are going to be useless for your business that you can't take advantage of. Does all that make sense, Luke? I appreciate I talk quite a lot at a time.
Sorry, I was just unmuting my microphone again. I almost did that again. Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think the one thing I would say there as well is that I personally really like the option to sort of see the deals before you even pay. So you could go right now and look and check out these deals. Obviously, you're not going to get the source and the Amazon link. You're going to get the sort of deal information. You could check out these deals, see what's there before you even pay for anything. So that's cool. And I was actually doing some beta testing for Thomas where over the last few months, and so I've actually used this service personally, and yeah, I really enjoy it. I think sort of just elaborating on what Thomas has touched on is that I really enjoy the feature whereby you can select the deals that you want, and if the deal, for example, if it's out of stock or if there's something wrong with it, you can then, it's really easy to flag that, and then those tokens are refunded. So whereby with a deal, with a typical deal service, if that deal goes bad, it's kind of like, well, that's kind of tough. You know what I mean? And yeah, I really like the concept. I mean, I'll be honest, when I first heard about it, I was really intrigued, but at the same time I was like, how's this going to work? How do you give the information without people finding out the deal? And yeah, it's a really cool concept and something that's definitely worth trying. I mean, you can see the information for free.
I think it's a really, really interesting point you talked about. When we were during that beta, we were showing different levels of information.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who were trying to find, if we say literally, oh, I've got the name, now I can go find the supplier. And like, don't get me wrong, they could originally, but now we've found that right balance that they can't. So, and from a supplier perspective and also a customer perspective, is to say that if you buy this deal, we want to keep that value to you. We don't want to let anyone else know about it because, hey, that's precious. And we've had so many customers come back to us saying, we love the deals, we love it because they're not shared. We don't have the issues whereby it's a penny underpricer. One of the issues we've seen with other deal services, you're in a group with other people. And if 3 of them are penny under prices, you know that price is going down. Where with us, because you choose the deal, you're not lumped with anyone. You literally know how many people have already bought it, what's going on, and you're mixing and matching with loads of different people. And that's really unique. No one else can offer that, and you have control over what you do. So really different, very different approach, but it's been fun, especially beta testing. That's been very eye-opening, and how resourceful people have been.
I think, yeah, 2 things, just to sort of clarify on that. For those of you who aren't aware, like when you're on a deal service, the way it tends to work is that you'll be given the same sort of deal sheet or sent the same deals as the X 10 number of people on that sheet. So if you're stuck with the same person who's a penny underpriced, you just got to deal with that, I guess. Whereas this is a case of you're selecting the deals, everyone's seeing those deals, and you then go out and choose them, which is awesome, because then you're not always getting the deals the same people. And as you said earlier, you can see how many people have bought those deals. And then also onto the sort of second point is that experience the beta testing from sort of day one is the cool thing. Is I've been able to see the changes that have been implemented. And the one thing I would say that is great is that the responsiveness to feedback given. So like you mentioned at the start, when people were able to actually go and find the deal without purchasing it, and how quickly that changed, and how now there's at the start everything, I'm right in saying all the deals cost just there's 1 token for all the deals, and now it's staggered. So it's a case of you could get a really good deal for 3 tokens, or you could get a deal that's still good but only costs you 1 token. So you're paying less for a deal, and you can kind of decide which deals are right for you. And then sort of finally, what I would just quickly mention is that if you are interested in signing up, hold on, because we do have an offer coming up for you later. But there are a couple of questions, so let me just check out those. Let me try and I'm just scrolling back to the start. So Hussein asked, how much is it per deal? So I think we kind of talked about that in terms of it being a token value as opposed to like a sterling or dollar value. So Hussein, if that's cleared up, let us know. If not, then we can elaborate for you. Matt's asked, is it run through the Facebook group, or is there another website? So there is another website, and we'll send a link out in a minute where you can sign up. And as you mentioned, you can sign up for free. But if you just hold out on that, because we'll talk about a special offer for you guys in a minute. And if you sign up with that offer, then that'll be cool for you. So just hold up on signing for now. Anthony asked, Luke, do you use OAD in addition to Fast Track FBA? Don't right now. I have done, and I will be signing up again. OAD, for those who don't know, is online arbitrage deals, a deal service, and yeah, so it's cool. I use it, but it is different. It has its benefits, also has its negatives. But yeah, I think it's a different service, so it's hard to kind of compare them. And I think they're both good. So
I'd probably just add in there as well, in the fact that because with our service, you can buy whenever you want. You can use Fast Track FBA in addition to another lead service. So if you've got a lot of cash and you're like, look, I want to mix and match, so use another lead service and then use ours on top, because you can buy deals in one big block. You're not tied down to getting 5 deals every day that maybe you can't use. So that's the real advantage that we can offer. So whether you can use it on its own or in addition to another service, it works.
And that's pretty much what I was doing during the beta. I mean, I have had online arbitrage deals, OAD, and on top of that, when I had time, I'd go onto Fast Track FBA, look for some deals, and I found some awesome stuff. I still remember, I think it was on Overclockers, I got these processors that I think I bought 5 of them, made about 40 or 50 quid on each of them. Although it was a bit of a heart attack moment when Amazon came back. Yeah, he's also been a beta tester for Thomas's service and picked up a couple of good products that have been really great. Being that registered and using a prep center and choose items with good margins, I'll certainly be using the service a lot more going forward. All right, so not a question, but cheers, John. So that's a sort of experience from another beta tester. Yeah. Hussein says, "It's great, thank you." Okay, so yeah, it's just clarifying that we answered the question about the cost of the deals, I think. Anthony asks, "You can see how many people have purchased the deal, but you don't know how many people are going to buy these deals. So potentially a limited amount of people can buy this."
I think
All right, so I know the answer to that, but I'll let you answer.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite good. Now's a good time to, should we say, jump on and just do a demonstration of the service itself. So someone asked earlier, is it run through the Facebook group or is it through another website? So if I go to screen share and then just share my screen, 1 second. Turn screen share on. There we go. Share. Okay. So I'll just wait for that to load on everyone else's screen. So this screen you should see now is Fast Track FBA, and if what I'm just going to do is just go straight to the home page. So, and I'll just talk you through the home page, and then we'll go look at some deals and actually kind of do the review that you typically do. So. This is, for us, we provide you with Amazon deals, like I said. Interesting enough, you can actually access the whole website, all the deals on your phone or PC. And we also provide a Slack channel, which I'll talk through at the end, so you can get notified the moment a deal comes live, so literally straight away. And like I talked about before, we use a database, we source through everything we can, and we scan products, we manually source them, and we match them all, and we deliver them to you, showing you not only the current price, but also the 90-day price. So you can see the historical averages, what's going on. And basically, we want to make sure that you're making informed decisions when you're buying these deals. You're not just buying because all of a sudden the price has gone up, and wow, that's happened. So, and like I said before, we check it, we look at different points. So the 90-day average, looking at understanding what's going on with these products and display that information for you to do. So here's a little bit about, should we say, the website and what we can do, but I won't go too much into that. There's a wonderful picture of me, and you can, here's a token, so you get a message come through on your phone through the Slack. You can go, it'll load straight into the website. You can click buy now, and then you get the source. And we'll do that today. We'll show you that straight away. And then if you're talking about the deals and actually the pricing, so here's the pricing. And for us as a service provider, I don't think I know of any other lead service provider who allows you to look at every single deal for free. You don't need to pay a penny, put a credit card detail in. You can literally sign up today. You know, the deal that Luke's offering, you can sign up for the free account, have a look at the deals, and if you're interested and you say, look, some of them look quite decent, let's try this out, then you can subscribe. But you can see all the information beforehand. And we're one of the, I think the only lead service that gives you that insight beforehand. So let's go through and actually have a look at some deals. So I'm just going to come up and go into the deal section itself. So this is the page that I was on a minute ago. And this is what you're going to see. So when you come in, you get a list of all the different deals. Now, you can go through pages and pages of these. Now we'll show you all the information, but we'll hide certain bits of information from you. So the deal source and the Amazon ASIN. So we'll show you the brand, we'll show you the beauty or the category it's in, what the buy price is, what the sell price is, what the ROI and what the profit is, how many people have bought this. So 0 have been sold at the moment out of 10 people. How long ago that deal was found, and also we show you the keeper graph, so you can kind of get and that's a 90-day keeper graph, you can get a feel for it. But also as well, just under here we show you what the deal is. So we're saying, look, we found this deal because it's a 90-day average deal. So based on the 90-day average buy box price, this is a profitable deal. We'll have 90-day deals and we'll have deals which are available now, and also we'll have deals where they're both now and 90-day, so you can choose them. But let's have a little look through into one of the deals, and I'll just choose this top one. So we'll let this load. Now, what you see when you come in, again, is a bit more information. So you see the brand again, the category, how many tokens it's going to cost, and we mentioned that some deals cost you 1 token, 2 tokens, or 3 tokens. We tell you about what type of deal it is, 90 days. What's the size? What's the weight of the product? Because appreciate some of them are quite big. We show you what the current listing is now. So is it 5? So it's £5 buy, sell £9.98. What the fees are on this? So Amazon, FBA fee, Amazon fee, any closing fees. what the sales rank is, the profit and the ROI, and again, we do that over the 90 days. So for you as purchasers, you can go, what's going on at the moment? So again, the buy price, the sell price, all the information. And we just highlight what kind of deal we got it. So here we found this as a 90-day deal. So over the last 90 days, it's selling for £12.74. You can buy it for £5, and you're going to make £3.77 profit and 75% ROI. It shows you a nice keeper graph, and down just below here we have advanced market insights, so it tells you a bit more about what's going on. So how many sellers we've got on the listing, so 17, how many FBA sellers, 13, how many FBM sellers, and then the current Amazon price, because we appreciate that sometimes you're like, is Amazon the seller or not? So what you can do is you can look at the Amazon price here and compare it to that and go, yep, generally looks like Amazon is on the buy box of this product. So you're aware of that before you get in. But also as well, you can have a look here and go, has Amazon always held the buy box? Well, the sell price isn't exactly the same as the 90-day one, so Amazon has shared it over the past 90 days. So it tells you a little bit about the advance. You can click here to buy for 1 token, and it tells you how many tokens you've got remaining. And then finally, you can have a look down and have a look at the EU graphs. So we share all the keeper graphs for the European marketplaces. So here we talk about Amazon Germany, Amazon France, Italy, and Spain. And then again, we come back to when it was found and how many buyers have purchased it. So for this deal, what I'll do is I'll just quickly unlock it, and what we'll do is remove it so that no one else actually buys this product afterwards. So what you do is you click unlock, or you click buy now for 1 token, and then what it will do is unlock the information for you. And that will allow you to see what the product is, the image here, so the product it is, the name of the product. Now the keeper graph unlocks with the actual name itself, and you can now click through and load up the Amazon ASIN, go through to that, and you can also go through and load up the supplier store. So you can now unlock that information and view it, the supplier and the Amazon product. So you can buy and sell and make that thing. So really nice and simple there. But I'd probably say, in addition to that, sometimes there might be a problem. There might be, for example, that the product might now be out of stock, or the supplier's prices change, because this is what happens. So if you've just unlocked this deal and found out that maybe it's out of stock, or maybe the supplier price is unchanged, really simple, come down to log an issue, and you can literally log an issue with this product. And what we'll do is we'll look into it straight away and either refund your token or try and resolve it the best we can. So you can do here out of stock or wrong product, let us know a little bit of information, and that allows us to say, yep, thank you very much, and then we'll refund that token back for you. So that's a little bit about what kind of information you're seeing from here, and you can unlock the deals that you want to see, and you buy the deals that you want. And then someone mentioned the question, how do you know how many people have bought it? Quite simply, I've just unlocked it, and now it says 1 person's bought it, and only 9 places are left. So you can see that clarity, that should we say, openness in regards to how many people we're selling this product to. Any questions from that side that maybe you want to ask, or anything, Luke, anything you want to ask, or feedback from your side?
I can see there's a few questions in the chat, so we'll head to them. I can see Kay's asked if the software looks at just UK deals and compares them with the .co.uk marketplace, or does it open up to the international marketplace?
So at the moment, and if I come off, if I come out, turn off my screen share. At the moment, we only look at .co.uk because the majority of the sellers we've seen are selling in that. There's no reason why we couldn't go into the international marketplace in the future. But I think, first of all, what we want to do is just make sure that we make it as simple as possible selling into the UK market. So it's certainly something we've considered for future expansion, but right now it's not. We have put the Amazon keeper, or the keeper graphs in for the Amazon European marketplaces, because a lot of people do like to just have a look and get a feel for that. So the information's there if you need it, but at the moment we only supply, or we only do deals into the UK marketplace.
I think it's really useful having those European keeper graphs as well, because I mean sometimes it can be the difference between a deal that you you don't buy and you do buy just those few extra sales in the European marketplaces, at least for me anyway. Hussein has asked if the profit calculated is before or after the FBA fee tax. I'm guessing that's the VAT on the fee he's asking about.
So all our deals have they're all designed for sellers who don't pay VAT. So if you're and that's, for example, I am a VAT seller, so I don't pay VAT on my fees. But if for these deals, they will have the VAT added on to the Amazon FBA fee and the Amazon fee. So when you click through and look at them, there will be the buy price, the sell price, and the Amazon fees plus the VAT on the fees. So I hope that should answer your question. It's designed for non-VAT registered sellers, and these are all the correct prices. Just the only thing we don't include is prep fees or any other fees that you might incur, but obviously they're dependent upon the seller themselves. So a lot of people will just consider that into their profit margin when they're looking at the deals.
Cool. I think what we could do, I think, because people are probably wanting to sign up and check some of the free deals, is do you want to talk about the offer we have for people here tonight, and then if anyone, we can talk about the rest of the questions, and if anyone else has got any questions, and then that allows people to sort of sign up for whatever they like to do. That sound good?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, so for you guys here tonight, we've got an offer where Thomas has kindly agreed to do a 1-hour coaching call with anybody who signs up to Fast Track FBA in the next 24 hours. So I'm just going to post out the, if it works here, well, this is where we see if the technology is going to work or not. Let's see. Publish. Has that worked? Is there something showing up? I don't know. Is anything showing there? Let's see. I posted it as an offer.
That's it. So I can see it on the offers tab, but not on the messages tab.
Okay. So it looks like you have to click on the offers tab on the. Yeah. So if you click on the little speaker symbol, and then I'll post a little link in the chat as well for anyone, and yeah, I'll post that. Okay, so I think it's working. I think maybe because we're host, it's not come up, but yeah, it should be in the chat. If not, if you just click on the little sort of speaker on the left side. Yeah. All right. So basically, yeah, the offer is so Tom.
Go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So Thomas has agreed to do an hour coaching call with anyone who signs up using that link in the next 24 hours. Yeah, I think that's crazy. I mean, I think you're nuts personally, but yeah, yeah. So Thomas has had a few hour coaching calls with me, effect, and really helped me get set up with on the VA front. And I think it'd probably be best if I let you sort of talk about what you can sort of speak to people about on that front in the call.
Yeah, I think if I just quickly clarify with the offer, this will be for any of the paid subscriptions. So while I'd love to be able to offer it for the free deals, unfortunately I just don't have enough time to be able to do that. So and Luke said, do you want to offer something else, like maybe something else, because an hour is a lot of time. Said, hey, look, if we get 40 people sign up to this and I have to do a whole week of coaching calls, great. Really happy to do that, because for me, giving back is something that I really love doing. And this came back very much out of the conversations I've had with Luke, my time in Amazon, but not only in Amazon, but also before that in setting up my own business, but also working in other big companies, has been really instrumental in supporting Luke and I think hiring VAs, thinking about process. And I think for me, the thing which we talked about as part of offering this hour coaching call is you might have an area of business that you're struggling with, or or you're wanting just to kind of bounce ideas around with, and I can really help you with that. Or you're like, look, I'm not really too sure what I need, and I can kind of do a 6-point coaching call. So we look at your sourcing process, how that's going, where we can add value to that, or how we can improve it. We look at your pricing, what are you using for the repricer, what's the strategies you're using, your processes in trying to be efficient within your operations and also driving your operations. I've got VAs who do all my bookkeeping, all my Amazon orders. I haven't actually built an Amazon order for over a year, which I thought of today. I was like, that's incredible. And then also looking at trying to maximize your profit, but then at the same time minimizing your costs, because hey, I'm guilty of this as well. I love my software tools, but a lot of the time, we're in this to make money, to have a better life. And looking at all the different points of your business can really, just having someone sense check everything and question things. And Luke, we've done that with you, and it's just been, it's been really profound and makes you think, hey, I need to do this. I really need to point on that. So I'm really happy to share an hour of my time. The only thing I ask is it's not too late in the evening. Appreciate it, because I'm 7 hours the other time, and right now it's 3:10 in the morning. But I'm very happy to do it, and really just support people in their Amazon businesses. And hey, and Luke, the same with you, is this isn't just a 1-hour coaching call. It's if you've got follow-up questions, generally I'll come back to you and just give you pointers and say, have a look at this, because I love sharing that information that I've learned with other people.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I think as I said, I think you're crazy, but yeah, the offer's there for anyone. All you're gonna do, I think, just to clarify, if you click through that link and sign up, there is the option to sign up for free. But if you do sign up for free, then feel free to browse the deals. But then, in order to get the coaching call, you do need to make a purchase. Sadly, there is only one of Thomas. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? I think we've got a few so we can go through, but if you do have any other questions, just stick them in the chat so we can get those answered. So I know Mo has asked, he asked, how do you know if you're gated or ungated without knowing what the product is?
So interesting enough, this is a problem we've come across. So at the moment, the way we're dealing with it is, if you find yourself gated, we'll ask you to report that and we'll refund you the token. So no one else does that. No one else does that. The one thing which we will do, and it's going to come out later this week, we'd ask you just to share a screenshot to say that you can't sell the product, because we appreciate that some people might buy the product and they can't sell it. So from our perspective, we understand this is maybe one of the issues we have with how we sell the deals, but we don't want that. We'd much rather say we don't want to impact you as, should we say, purchasers of the deals. Let's get you a refund back if you can't sell the products, because we appreciate you are buying blind to a certain extent, and we want to make sure that actually you have a really good experience. So to reiterate, you can get a refund on the deals when they're gated.
I mean, that's crazy that you think about other deal services out there. I mean, I know I've used them. If you're gated, it's kind of, well, tough, because that's just the way it is. I mean, but yeah, I think that's awesome. I didn't even actually know that. I've sort of just been taken on the chin, but yeah, that's great. I'll definitely be reporting them from now on.
That's fine.
Yeah,
the girls
cool.
who manage all that, they're great. Honestly, not a problem. They're on it, super hot, and we're tweaking that process. But from us, it's very much customer first. Let's make sure you have a good experience, and then we'll monitor that. And I will say that we do monitor all the reviews, so we appreciate where the different sellers are at, and we try and really support you in what you're doing. And interesting enough, I'll talk about gating later on. We will release some information about some really top tips to try and get ungated, which cost you next to nothing. Not only just undoing it, but looking at wholesalers who you can use to help you.
Awesome. All right. Maurice had a question. Does the deal pre-buy show the estimated sales per month?
So we don't at the moment show the estimated sales per month. It's something we looked into. But there is a slight issue in the way Amazon reports or keeper categories don't actually match with Amazon categories. And so when you're trying to do estimation of sales, it doesn't really work very well. What we do show you is, for example, you can see what category it is and then what the sales rank is, and you can go on Jungle Scout and have a look at that. It's something we are looking to try and offer And by say that, we'll give you an estimated thing, but we wouldn't be able to give you exactly what you might get when you load up. So we'll give you a range. Here's where we expect it to be. But a lot of people will be able to go into Jungle Scout, and I'll drop a link into the chat where you can literally just go in and type in the what do you call it? The the category and the sales range, and it'll tell you what the estimated sales are. So I'll drop it in now just to the chat at the top. But you can
I think as well, because you do see the keeper graph, you can kind of get a good idea from that. I mean, I think we've talked about how essential keeper is, and you can kind of get an idea of how fast the product is selling just from that. At least that's what I do personally. Cool. All right. Anthony had a question. He asked, how do you decide how many sellers you're allowed to purchase a product? Good question.
So, yeah, really good question. And this is very much around the token-based system. So at the moment, we limit it to 10 per product. What we'd like to do in the future is flex that. So not so much, you might increase it, but also decrease it. Some deals might only be selling 5 products per month, but they're really great profit. So what we'd like to do is to really, kind of next iteration, growing on what we've got at the moment, is to maybe offer that to 2 or 3 people, or like 2 people, but at maybe the 3 price points, so that actually if you buy a great profitable deal, which only sells 5 units per month, but if 10 people buy it, that deal's not worth it. But if only 2 people can buy it, that deal's now valuable. So at the moment, it's only 10 people per deal. But going forward, we're going to really start playing with how many people can buy a deal, depending on the sales rank and sales estimation, which would now mean that deals which are no longer viable are now very much viable.
Cool. All right. That sounds awesome. I think, yeah, like as I sort of talked about, as I talked about earlier, I think the one good thing is that I'm sort of being a beta tester, seeing these improvements coming through, which is sort of really cool. Marion said, gotta go guys, thanks for the amazing webinar. No worries, thank you for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who has joined us. Stuart says, love the bird song in the background. Yeah, apologies, that's me. Birds have decided to come out. Yeah, I think maybe I should probably close the window. Mo's got another question. Do you still need a third-party tool like Buybot Pro? I'll let you grab that while I close this window.
No problem. So, he's closing the window. So, interesting enough, you don't. You can use Buybot Pro or FBA Multi-Tool. We use them for a double check, a quick one, but all our tools have already been checked before we submit them. Everything's hazmat checked. The only thing that you can't do, we can't do, is obviously whether you're restricted. So you can find that and see if you're gated. But you don't need Buybot Pro, you don't need FBA Multi-Tool. We show you the keeper graph, we show you the buy and sell price. A lot of people might have it just as a double check. They like to do that, but there's no need to have that. You can literally just use the service on its own, and we provide you everything you need. Interesting enough, also as well, whether you have a keeper subscription or not, we still show you the graphs with the keeper's sales rank on our site, which is something quite unique for us. So you don't even need a keeper subscription, and you can see that sales information.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, Mo said that's cool. Matt's just signed up. Awesome, well done, Matt. Yeah, that's
fantastic. Great work, Matt.
Yeah. So, go on, sorry.
Anthony, do you take into account the ENF fees, or are these deals the UK marketplace? So at the moment, all the deals, and I think this was asked earlier, but we only source deals to sell in the UK marketplace. Going forward, we'd like to offer, should we say, Amazon flips going into the European marketplace, but right now that's not something we're doing. We want to keep it really simple, just offer it to sell in the UK. But again, we do show you those graphs so that if you are a bit more advanced, or if you do consider selling into the European marketplace, you can kind of get an eyeball figure of, hey, does this actually sell or not? So the option's there to consider, but it's not a priority.
Yeah, I think for me personally, Anthony, what you can do is get a decent idea from those graphs. I mean, you can, just with experience, you know that obviously you need to sell at a higher price in those European marketplaces. So you can kind of get a bit of an idea from those European graphs, and then once you've got that deal, you can open them up and analyze it from there. So obviously you're not getting a full breakdown, but just from my experience of using the service, you can get a pretty good idea from that. I hope that answers the question. All right, I think that's everyone's questions. So yeah, cool. So yeah, I think just to sort of clarify for everyone there, say thank you for everyone who has joined us. It's been, I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot. I'll be watching the replay. Yeah, thank you very much to Thomas for joining and sharing his time. And just to sort of finally reiterate that the deal is there. If you use the link that's been sent out, then and sign up for a paid deal, then you can get an hour coaching call with Thomas to sort of talk about whatever you'd like. Yeah. Maurice has got a question. So yes, is it easy to upgrade and downgrade your plan as needed? I'll let you sort of tackle that one.
Yeah, definitely. So from our perspective, you can very easily, if you're on the baseline package, you can upgrade, and then when you want to, you can downgrade the next month. You still keep the tokens if you don't spend them, so don't worry about that. But also as well, we try and make it in line with your purchasing patterns. So you might upgrade to the top package during Q4 because you've got a lot of deals, and then coming into Q1, no, I'm going to downgrade into the bottom package. That's fine. You still see all the deals, and hey, if you're on the bottom package, 45 deals per month, and you just want to top up once because you found some good things, you got a bit of cash, you can buy a one-off top up. You don't have to worry about subscribing for the whole extra. You can just buy a one-off top up. That's fine as well. We really want to try and make it so that it works in line with how your business operates, not just I pay for deals, I get them, and I don't use them. So it's really in line with your cash flow and how your business is working.
Awesome. Yeah. Hussein signed up. Awesome. Good to have you, Hussein. Vlad says thank you. Cheers, Vlad. Thank you for joining. Mo says thank you. Going to sign up within 24 hours. Awesome, Mo. Yeah, Mo's just getting started on his Amazon journey. I've had a few chats with him, but yeah, he's really taking some big steps. So that's awesome to see. Hussein says thank you. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Gia says thank you for taking the time, guys. Very informative. The source in front. We'll check out the deals. Awesome. Stuart, you too. Have a good evening. Anthony asks, how long is the offer on for? 24 hours, Anthony. So if you sign up using that link within 24 hours, and then we can, Thomas can contact you or whatever to organise the coaching call. Mariana asks, I think Mariana. Thank you, guys. I'll definitely sign up. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Yeah. Again, I think I know the answer to this one, but I'll leave it to you to make sure it's right. So if you don't use up all the tokens within 1 month, how long have you got to spend those tokens?
So we keep the tokens active for you for 3 months. So you can hold those tokens on, you can sign up for 1 month and say, actually, I'm not using it, hold it, and then spend them over the course of the next 3 months. Again, it's, I think, like I come back to the original point, I wasn't very comfortable with the idea of I'm going to send you deals whether you want them or not. I'd much rather it worked in line with your business and you can hop on and hop off the subscription service whenever it works best for you. So if you buy them and you don't use them all in the first month, not a problem. You can keep them. You've got 3 months to spend them. And then after that, they do disappear. But, plenty of time to use the deals, not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, 3 months is ages.
Yeah.
Maurice says signing up tomorrow. Awesome, Maurice. Ross says thanks, appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, Ross. Karen says thank you both for an information-packed webinar. Awesome, no worries, Karen. Thanks for joining. Kay has a question: are all the deals online or some in store?
So all of these are online deals. We have explored the option of doing in-store, but it's just not viable because we couldn't guarantee you have it available. So these are all online. It works really simple. And also we can just guarantee that, yes, they're available now. And if they're not available, we can see that. And it's easy, it's clear cut. So all online.
Awesome. Jim says, thank you, signed up. Awesome, Jim. And I'm really sorry. I don't know how do you pronounce this, Thomas? You should know.
I'm really honestly, myself and Nate really bad. And I'm in Vietnam, and oh my God, I struggle with every single word and letter. I struggle with out here.
Yeah, I apologize. I had no idea how to pronounce it, but yeah, thank you for joining us. Awesome, thanks, Kay. Watching the replay. Yeah, so will I, Anthony. I'll be watching the replay as well. Greg, thanks for informing us. How do you actually purchase the... Okay, so Greg's asked, how do you actually purchase the deal? Is it via a link, or do you have to go direct to the website?
So as with any OA, we would provide you with the Amazon ASIN and also the supplier website. So the moment you unlock that information, you get the Amazon ASIN supplier website, you go onto the supplier website, and then you select how many you want to buy, and then you'd ship them to your house or your prep center. And then from there, you'd obviously ship them to Amazon and get them sold. So Greg, for you, it'd be very much, we provide you with the link to the product directly, that you can then go and buy that product from the supplier website.
Cool. It's pronounced Zhang. There you go.
Zhang. Ah, very good.
There you go.
You learn something new every day. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Another question. There you go. How do you schedule the one-to-one chat?
So what I'll do is once the 24 hours are over, I'll collect all the email addresses, obviously from the subscriptions, and then I will contact you all personally and we'll arrange that. So it's about just making sure that the diaries match. So also as well, if there's anything you want to do, we can arrange that in that email beforehand so that I come prepared to give you maximum value during that time and just really support you in your business. But I'll get in contact with an email within, should we say, 24 hours after the time's finished. Generally, it'll be just a few hours, but I appreciate 24 hours and now is going to be 3 o'clock in the morning Vietnam time tomorrow, so I might be up, but I don't think I will be.
So probably get a bit longer then, really. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, guys, make sure you're using the link so we can get the email addresses that are signed up with those links and contact them. No worries, Mariana. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us, and yeah,
thank you very much. Been really good, and thank you for taking the time out to obviously hopefully learn some new things about sourcing, but also me to talk through Fast Track FBA. It's been a real pleasure, and Luke, thank you to you as well. Fantastic host as usual.
Cheers. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I think you have to end. I think you're actually technically the host. Yeah.
I'm the host. Okay. Well,
yeah, technically so you're doing everything, and I don't even need to be here.
Well, have a good day, and thank you very much for your time. And obviously, hopefully, speak to you soon on a one-to-one coaching call. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys. See you.